Hmm. At this point, I feel like we have to give kudos when it's due. So I'm gonna give kudos to the Chelsea directors for now. I'm just gonna say well done to them. For the work they're doing so far. They've managed to get a few players in, experienced players actually, for Xabi Alonso, based on what he's requested for. And they're managing to do some clear outs as well, clearing out players that we no longer need, players that feel like, they're just dead weight, basically. So clearing out the squad, which is really good. So let's start off. So first of all, both Anderson and Welbeck have been signed, age 36 and 35 respectively, both from Brentford and Brighton respectively. You know, two experienced figureheads. They've been at the top clubs in England. They know what it's like to win trophies at top clubs. So Anderson especially, he's won Champions League, Premier League at Liverpool, Club World Cup. So he definitely knows what it's all about. He has that mentality. Is He was in the England squad as well. I'm guessing Tuchel widened him there as an experienced head, someone to drive that culture in the dressing room. Keep the players on their toes, let them know what's on the line. So yeah, good addition to add to the squad. I have no complaints over the two signings. Again, I called for experience, and we're getting experience, so no complaint. When season starts, we'll see the impact. Again, I feel like experience at any age, 29, 30, 31, 32, if it comes into the squad and it adds valuable insights into the team, valuable and what's the word I'm looking for? It'll come to me. So if it adds something valuable to the squad, yeah, it really helps the team. It helps the team grow. It helps us challenge on all fronts. So really happy with those two signings. Anderson, especially Welbeck, who was previously at Man United before he went over to Brighton. So I'm really happy with that. Anderson, Sunderland, Liverpool, played for Ajax, playing in the World Cup for England. So definitely those two signings I'm happy about. Let's see what they bring into the squad. Definitely gonna help the dressing room, definitely gonna improve the quality and the expectations in the club, the culture as well. It's gonna drive that winning mentality which we need. In other news, the outgoings. So Chalobah has agreed a deal. We've agreed a deal to sell Chalobah to Como in Italy. So that's where Fabregas is actually working right now. He's the coach of Como. So that's good. Good move for Chalobah. He's going to learn a lot under Fabregas. So 30 millions plus add-ons, which is really good. I was surprised by that deal. I was thinking maybe 25, 20 for Chalobah, but 30 million plus add-ons. That's why I say, we got to give kudos to the directors when it's due. They know how to sell players when they want to sell players. So kudos to them. So Chalobah, is off to Como. Sad to see him go. I would have kept him as a squad player, but if he has to go to bring in another defender, I don't mind. So Chalobah, I wish him the best of luck. Honestly, he's been a loyal servant to Chelsea. Been there since the academy days. Loaned out, didn't complain. Came back, put his head down, got the job done. He played a part in us winning Club World Cup, winning Conference League. Honestly, Chalobah, my hat's off to you. You're a proper professional, and you're exactly what some kids nowadays should be looking to take as a role model for their career as well. I mean, it wasn't always perfect, but you set the standard in terms of how a football player should act, in terms of the class act and everything. You set the standard. So really, well done to Chalobah for that, and I wish him the best of luck at Como, sorry. So another defender leaving is Badiashile. So Napoli have agreed a loan, looking at a loan deal. I don't think they've agreed a loan deal, sorry. But I think they're looking at a loan deal for Badiashile. Loan deal plus obligation or option to buy, I believe, is one of them. So, which is something that I feel like we can get behind. Badiashile, when he first came in, everyone was hyping him up. It was the next best thing. Oh, Todd Bowley went to France. He went to buy Lamborghini. He came back with Badiashile, all that kind of stuff. Yeah, the song was good, but I wasn't really totally convinced. Yeah, he had a few good games, but then he got injured. Came back, wasn't the same. Was still messing around, and I just didn't see him as part. I was like, what? These are the players that you gotta sell. This guy, it doesn't look like one of those defenders that, yeah, it gives you confidence. Like, you see him in your defense, and it just doesn't look like the player that will give you that confidence. Like, he just looks shaky and all over the place. So I wasn't really convinced by him, but I wish him the best of luck. If he does go to Napoli, so let's see how that goes. I hope he does get the move. Like I said, dead weights that need to go. Badiashile, Disasi, Tosin. I'll get to him in a bit. So let's see how that goes. Hopefully Napoli secure the deal. I think they're very close to securing that deal with him. And again, this is really good because Chelsea are literally securing deals for all these, players. So, which is really good. So it says a lot about how Chelsea negotiate deals for outgoing players. Like, they really do move quick. They do get what they want. So let's see how much that develops with Badiashile. In other news, according to Fabrizio, Tosin might be leaving. Now, I don't want to get people too excited about this, but Tosin might be leaving. I'm happy with that. Honestly, I wanted this guy out since last season. Get rid of him. I've always wanted this guy out. Get rid of him. I'm sorry, but if your teammates are calling you uncle, then there's a problem because there's no way they should be calling you uncle. But hey, listen, if we manage to get rid of Tosin and we're selling for maybe 20 million, 30 million, maybe. Let's see. I'm happy with that. We got it for free. Again, it wasn't, they said it was experience. It wasn't good enough. Sorry, that's not experience. That's just you saying, I don't want to spend money on a defender. Yeah, I'll just go for the cheapest option in the market. Boom. Get Tosin. I wasn't convinced. So, hey, listen, if we can sell him, I'll be happy. That means we got Lacroix, we still got Fofana staying there. I think Fofana might be staying. We still got Colwill there, and we still got Josh and Champong. And I think we might probably get one more defender, but I don't know. So let's see, because I think Xabi Alonso wants 5 defenders. So maybe Chelsea will still go for one more defender. Who knows? Could be Jacobo Ramon from Como. Send one player to Como, take one back. Let's see how that goes. But honestly, Tosin leaving, that is music to my ears. And I'm pretty sure it's music to every single Chelsea fan's ears right now, because this guy is not worth it. He's not meant to be at a club like Chelsea. Now you can see why Man City got rid of him. You can see why Man City, it was a Man City academy, and see why they got rid of him. They knew he wasn't that good. So, and we're seeing at Chelsea. Even in that friendly match against the Sydney Wanderers, I don't know. Yeah, it was awful. Against Tottenham, it was awful again. Like, I'm sorry, but there's no way you keep making the same mistakes and you think it's like, I'm pretty sure Xabi Alonso, 2 games in, I'm pretty sure Xabi has seen him and like, yeah, I can't work with this guy, he needs to go. So again, fingers crossed. I hope we get rid of him. I hope it goes. Thank you very much. Disasi, no news about it. All we're hearing is, there are a couple of teams that are interested in Axel Disasi, teams in Italy, teams in Spain, teams in England are interested in him. But we'll see how that goes. Now, that's it for the defender side of things. No, not the full thing, because in terms of incoming, Chelsea are close to agreeing a deal for the left-wing back Pep Chavaria from Rayo Vallecano. So you guys know at the start, Chelsea were getting a left-wing back, for Xabi Alonso, the player that Xabi Alonso wanted, a 28-year-old Spanish left-wing back or left back from Rayo Vallecano. That is Pep Chavaria. And obviously Chelsea are on the verge of agreement, as reported by David Ornstein and also Fabrizio Romano. So I think the money is about 16 million plus add-ons, 16.3 million plus add-ons, but let's see how that goes. So for me, the way I say this is Xabi Alonso wants to play a back 3. I think after that Tottenham game, which we lost 2-1, I think Xabi Alonso wants to play a back 3 because I watched that game and we had a few weaknesses. Palestra including. He's a right. I think it's more of a right wing back. He's giving me Alonso vibes in the terms that when it comes to attack, the boy is really good. But defensively, he was getting cooked. He was getting cooked by Mighty's Tell at right back. And honestly, I was like, yo, this guy might be better suited to, right wing back than right back. So let's see how that goes. So I think it was after that match that, the news about Chelsea, moving quick for Pep Chavaria took place. That's when I knew, yeah, Xabi Alonso wants to play a back 3. So we'll see how that goes. What it means for Gusto, what it means for Reece James, we'll see how that goes as well. So, but overall, I'm happy with that. I don't mind. Like I said, whoever Xabi wants, Xabi get him Pep Chavaria if he wants. If he wants to play a 3 at the back formation, let him play it. So let's see how that goes. I'm guessing it's going to be 3-4-2-1 with 2 inside forwards. Maybe Rodgers and Palmer in the 2 10s, and then João Pedro up top. In terms of strikers, Liam Delap. Chelsea want 40 million for him. I've got an issue with this because we bought Liam Delap for 30 million. That was his release clause at Ipswich. Yeah, he played for Ipswich, if I'm not mistaken. So now we want to sell him for 40 million after the season he's had. Now, I'm not saying that's impossible, but I think we're doing too much with that. The most we can get is probably 30 million. I think we could break even with this guy. 40 million, no, I don't think anyone will cover 40 million for this guy. You know, if Shabby says he doesn't want him, then yeah, you have to sell him at a certain price. I mean, look what we did with Garnacho. Loan plus, obligation to buy after certain conditions are met. Hopefully, Garnacho meets those conditions and then they'll pay us 45 million. That's crazy because we paid 40 million for this guy. So 45 million for, Garnacho is not that bad. So let's see how that goes. But the lab for 40 million, yeah. But let me know what you guys think. Do you think the lap is worth 40 million? And also, let me know what you guys think about Pep Chavaria to Chelsea. Do you think, this means that Xabi Alonso wants to play 3 at the back formation at Chelsea with 3 centre-backs, 4 flat midfield, 2 inside forwards and 1 attacker? And also, what do you think about Chalobah, Disasi, Badiashile and Tosin? Obviously, what do you think about those transfer news? Anyways, thank you guys for tuning in. Have a lovely night. Football